right, first job in Alaska. So this is kind of an interesting deal. So the town that we're in is called Skagway, and we're about a quarter mile from the Canadian border or so. It's really close, but we're kind of like it's way out in the middle of nowhere, really isolated. This town, we took a ferry to get here, and the population of this town is about 1,200 people out in the middle of nowhere. So they have a hard time getting rid of their garbage. There's nowhere to really ship it off to. So what the city does is they have this big incinerator. They burn all their garbage, and then they turn it into ash and they push it down the hill. So what we're doing at this job is we are clearing basically a ring of trees around the perimeter of the ash pile, so they can keep burning more garbage and pushing more ash down the hill. They just need more space. It's kind of interesting what folks kind of do to get by out here. I mean, we're way out in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy. It's incredible. We're on the ferry for 6 hours and you just see no humans anywhere. So that's what we're doing here. These are a bunch of shore pines and western hemlocks. And they look a little different than the western hemlocks back where we live, but we're just out here. We're just gonna drop these trees and the city's gonna clean them up too. So it's a down only, so it should be a pretty fun job. So let's get to cutting. So right now we're just clearing out a lot of this little stuff, trying to make room to get to the bigger ones, slashing and dashing. All right, weird funky pine or hemlock, I think. I don't know, weird mountain tree coming down. I'm gonna drop it towards that over there. 500i that Gordy ported. He doesn't really port saws anymore, but he does it for his buddies. 32-inch bar, semi-skip, square ground chain. This is actually Gordy's bar I'm running, 32. Timber! That hinges really well.
There's so much water in it here. It's like, it just holds on, except for hemlocks.
Yeah, that worked pretty good. There's a little close to that stump. I got like my shirt and water and stuff behind that stump, so I'm able to cut off more wood on this side and steer it a little more over here. It only works when they're really good, you know, real stringy, hard. I don't want to say hardwood. I don't really know how to describe it. It only works when they hinge really well. But yeah, these are kind of tough trees. That one's loaded up, face cutting, back cutting it. Oh, stop. That one's loaded up, even set back. And load up this one. Now let's crush them with this one. This is a hemlock, Phil?
Yep. It's a western hemlock.
Huh. It looks a little different than ours.
They do. A little harsh up here.
Yeah, yeah. Man, the saw runs good. I don't know what it was doing there for a second. It was just for a second, and then it went back to cutting good. That was weird. Wow, old tree. Really tight rings. Slow growing up here. Harsh weather conditions. I mean, look at those. Like, wow.
I didn't want to freak everybody out, but I do think I saw that bear earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they follow that little creek up and down here.
Oh, boy.
I smell the burning garbage.
It's pretty crazy. Like a hemlock with this many growth rings on it would be like 5 feet in diameter at home.
Yeah.
At sea level. We're up here, it's a little ways. Here's Phil, looking at this hemlock. What we got over here? Back cut first?
Yeah. Nasty.
We're good. He was just stripping them, and I guess he bucked it a little bit. Can you show us your saw, Gordy?
661. I just built it for Garrett, and Garrett cuts a lot in the winter time, so he's got the heated handlebar version, which is the Arctic, and it has a switch right here on and off that heats up the handlebars. And they don't sell them in America, as far as I know, Canada only. But
you got that from Walker's?
Up in BC.
That's where he got it. Does it work good, the handlebars?
I actually haven't turned them on yet.
36-inch, full skip.
These saws are exactly the same. They just have all the heating mechanism. It's on the intake, I believe, and then there's a couple of wires that come up to this switch, and then somehow it heats these handlebars.
What size bar are you running there, Phil?
Just a 20.
Is that what you like out here?
Anytime we're doing stuff like this, we're at the slash a ton of stuff. I'd like the shorter bars just because it's a little easier to maneuver and
Yeah.
your arms don't get quite as tired.
Yeah, this is a lot of... The forests are thick here. A lot of slashing. Yeah, these are old trees. Gordy's got a suspension kit for the 661 now. I have it on my 500. It's awesome. It just makes it all stiffer. Can you see it from the outside?
You kind of can see it. This saw has our new gear bushing down here. This is polyurethane on the front mount here.
Yeah.
Which makes it really nice for longer bars because it gets rid of that flop.
Yeah.
When you have your saw sideways, you get rid of the initial
Right.
up and down. And then this bushing right here is the main one that I just redid. There's a stud that comes out of this tank and goes into the center of that bushing. And on the original bushing, it's got quite a big hole for the stud to actually move. So that's where you were getting all that movement in the 661. And we tightened up that hole there and built that bushing so you can push it in from the outside. And it's really nice and firm, but it's still not super hard like the old 066, which gives you kind of a hand vibration after a full day of running. This still has a firm feel, but doesn't make your hands tired, which is really nice. So Garrett's been running this for a long time, and we got it really dialed in now. So these are going to be available soon. We're in the process of building them. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's made quite a bit of difference on this guy.
Let's go saw.com. The tree leans that way. I'd like it to go here. And maybe it won't. It's pretty small. I'm going to go in and sever put a Dutchman on this side. See if I can get it to swing and walk over. See, the face cut is facing where I want it to go, and the Dutchman is cut where the tree leans. So in theory, this will close on the Dutchman and roll into the face cut. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes it works. Largely species dependent. These things are pretty tough, so it might work. See the face cut closed there, so the Dutchman is closed. So if I cut a little more in theory, this bit of wood right here should roll, and this face cut should close. See how kind of weird that looks in here? I think if I snip this right here, I think it'll roll. doesn't work too good when it's got another tree grabbing it. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Eventually, just had that one limb holding it. But it would have worked really good without that tree there. But you know, it closes and then falls into the face cut. Seven and a half inch K&H wedges available at sappysupplies.com, along with Gordy's axe handle here.
Put her to work.
Timber! Whew. They're tough trees. They're a little bit tough.
So are they calling these bull pine because they're kind of coastal, or what are they basically calling
I think that's what they said. He might have said lodgepole. Is that a lodgepole or bull pine?
Gotcha.
Can't remember.
You want to cut these little guys, just work your way up to that big one, and I'll film you on that one too. Throw it uphill.
That one over there?
Yeah, just start throwing these uphill.
5 of us working this hillside, we're making quick work of these trees. The city's gonna clean them up, we're just getting them down. It's pretty fun. There's 4 guys working over there. Let's start working on these guys. A lot of birch up here. Mindful when I'm wedging this thing because the top is dead. It's gonna wobble a lot when I'm hitting it. So after every hit, I'm gonna look up, make sure nothing's coming down at me. Got it where I want it. Piece cut. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The wood was too weak to hold on like that. I thought it wouldn't work, but when there's no obstacles, you know, or when there are no obstacles, I mean, I'll just experiment like that, because why not? See how far you can take it, you know? No houses or anything here. But see my chain? One of the nice things about these longer bars is you can sometimes get the chain back on without dealing with the clutch cover. I'll show you. So I saw here. The most important thing. See, look, I can get it back on the tip, but it's not on the sprocket, so it's all loose. We got to get the chain into the sprocket. Gordy's cover is nice because it's really wide open. It's easy to do this. First step is just try to get it in that sprocket, you know? Make sure the chain brake is off so the sprocket can spin. Work these loops out. Alright. We're in the sprocket. Man, this is hard to do with one hand. Anyways, we're in the sprocket right there. I tell you what, man, these YouTube videos are not easy to make. It is not easy to film this while you're working and try to be coherent. Never have good audio. There's always a chainsaw or a chipper running. Always on some side of a hill trying to show stuff. These videos are hard to make. So, but I am in the sprocket though. But see, I still can't quite get to the tip of the bar. I know it looks like, this is gonna look like I'm kind of like destroying the bar, but you put your knee on the handlebar right here. You really put your weight into it. When you bend the bar, it shortens it so you can kind of get the chain into the tip. See that? All right, I'm bending it, and we're in the tip, and we're in the sprocket. That's what's important. It's gonna be a little messy. Try to get it in the rails as much as possible before I hold it back. See, now it's in the sprocket and it's in the tip, but it's not in the bar rails. So once I give it a drop, this chain should just jump right into the bar rails in theory. And the chain might be a little loose from doing this, but kind of a neat little trick. So in theory, when I throttle it, it should go back in the bar grooves. Now if it's not on the tip all the way, this won't work. It'll spit the chain off, but let's see how it goes. Look at that. Right back in the rails. It's actually good tension still. But it's nice having this big aluminum clutch cover because it's so open in there. It's easy to fiddle around with the chain to get it back on the sprocket. I really only recommend that on 32 and up. It's hard. The shorter the bar, the harder it is to bend it like that. I think a 28 is kind of doable, but 25, it's like you're really torquing on the bar and the saw. Hopefully that was coherent, but yeah, these videos are kind of hard to make, especially the traveling videos, because I'm like traveling across the world. I don't know what I'm getting into until I get there. It can be kind of tricky sometimes to try to make these videos entertaining, you know? Travel for like 3 days to get to here. It's like you don't know what to expect. It's a lot easier to make these videos at home. but we're getting there. Still got all these trees to do. It looks like all those guys got all that area cleared out. 4 versus 1 though, it's not fair. I'm over here by myself. And for the record, I'm definitely not complaining. It's really awesome that I am able to do this. This is really an amazing life that I've got. Semlocks are cool. All right, well, this is day 2. Finished all that, now we're just gonna finish all this today. So it's a bit foggy, a little bit foggy, a little bit soggy this morning. But it's a good time. Shoot, you want to cut these? I'll push them. Just push these over. I bet I can push this one too.
What kind of question is that? I want to cut them all. It's always good to start in the very bottom.
Right.
Work your way back. And the thing that I do when I start in the bottom, I try not to walk up and down the hill. I'll start in the bottom and then I'll go sideways and cut all the ones along. And then I'll come step up a little bit and then come straight across.
Guess you're zigzagging kind of.
So you're walking flat. You don't wear out as much legs. When you get on really steep ground, it'll really help you.
Yeah.
On this canyon here, you'll have to literally cut. If you're down at that level, you want to cut those 3 and maybe 4, and then walk across that one. You got to go up the ravine a little bit to stay flat. Does that make sense? You're cutting out a V in the canyons.
Yeah.
Garrett taught me that. It's a good trick because I was just going straight across and I was having to walk down through the ditch and then back up. But if I cut up the ravine, I was constantly walking flat. It really helped me a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll drop these little guys.
A little bit more and you got her.
You cut this bigger one, big dog?
A little big for me.
A big wood.
Fill your rig up.
What's that?
Fill your rig up.
Wow.
Gotta fill your saw too.
Yeah.
Remember, the boss has got an easy job.
Yeah,
That's why I'm telling you to fill up your own.
I know, it must be nice. Someday.
Can't wait to get that microphone on my wheelchair.
Yeah, I can't wait till you're too old to walk down here. And I can just cut in peace.
You'll have no fun.
It's gonna be nice. You're gonna have an air horn, or you're gonna have one of those megaphones.
Yeah, megaphone.
Mountain hemlock. And this is western.
Oh, okay.
So these ones grow flat and kind of
Yeah.
out and down, and these ones grow up and have
Like
needles
thicker?
all around them, like kind of like firs do.
So mountain hemlock. Yeah, I see what you're saying. These are flat.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Right on.
I want to cut that squirrely one.
All right, I'll cut this one. You cut the squirrely one.
Okay.
You feel me? All right, big timber.
Do the roll flip.
I mean, those growth rings are so...
They're like super twisty too. Like, look at that thing. It's like a freaking...
And my dirty fingernail there is like 10 years or something. Dude, the tree's over 100 years old. It's probably like 200 years old. Look at those rings. Crazy.
Yeah, these...
And I cut it down in 1 minute. Crazy. That is some seriously... Dude, that's some dense growth rings. Yeah, you gonna cut that scrap? You gonna face it up or just rip and roar it?
It almost looks like it was standing at one time.
Yeah, it was. It was standing. It fell over. And actually, yeah, you could see it fell over. It stopped. It was at an angle, and then it self-corrected. That's why it looks like a banana out there. Went right back to chasing the light. So it fell over a long time ago. It's from where that straight part starts. That's all growth from where it fell over.
It was pretty rotten. I tried to just come up underneath until I felt it kind of
Yeah, just like bucking a log.
pinch a little bit, and then I came over the top because I figured if I cut most of the majority of the wood, my last little cut would be faster.
No, that's perfect because we're not...
To allow the tree to release, you know? Because if I would have left all that, I would have had to cut twice as much wood, and I can't cut as fast. So
Yeah, it would have been more likely to barber chair because we're not going for directional control, so we don't need the hinge. It's just like bucking a log suspended. That was perfect. That was a good idea. I probably would have done a face cut and then barber chaired it. That's even better. It makes perfect sense.
kind of just like bucking really on the side ones. You never know, like sometimes you can get into the bottom and it'll just sit on your saw, and I've had that happen a lot. So kind of learned, tickle it, and you kind of watch the tree or kind of feel it, and then you just pull out and then cut that far side and then straight down.
Yep, that's good. This lichen's kind of crazy. I mean, this is cool. The ground here. Look at all that. Thick moss. It's really cool. Sure is beautiful up here. Nice. Nice hinge.
Right on a knot.
Okay, Alaskan bushwhacking here. We got a tangled mess. That one failed. It's laying on all this. That one's dead. Kind of just big old mess in here. I'll just start with all the little stuff first. Big old mess. Thing's cut up.
There you go.
Surprised that thing held on.
It might hit our stuff.
Where, like right here?
Yeah, no, just a little bit right of it.
It's gonna go right there?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you can miss it.
Okay. On this one, boss?
Yeah, I want to kill this one.
Well, there you have it. We're all done with this job. First job done. Tree work in Alaska. So you can see all the way over there. We just cut down all these trees. A lot of these trees are kind of old. It's kind of crazy. Slow growers. But anyways, you know, we cut way down there so they can keep pushing. They're gonna build a new facility and they need to be able to push their ash further down. Kind of crazy. Well, looks like this is about the end of our Alaska adventure here. So I just want to say, hey, you know, thanks for having us out, Phil.
Sorry the ferry broke.
Yeah, kind of crazy what happened. I'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, where can people find you and your work?
I'm just Spruce Campbell on Instagram. That's it.
Yeah, and the name of your company and
Brightside Tree Service.
Well, thanks for having us out, Phil.
Yeah, no
I'll explain what happened here in a second. All right, folks, well, this is actually the end of my video here. So it was kind of crazy. We flew in, so we landed in Juneau, and then we took a ferry. It stops at a town called Haines, and then it goes up to a town called Skagway. We had work there, and then we had work in Haines, and then we were gonna go back to Juneau, but the ferry broke down, so we ended up getting stuck in Skagway, and so we were stuck there for like a week, so or we were gonna be. So Gordy and I just flew back early because we weren't gonna be able to help those boys finish the jobs. It's because they had to take all the work truck and the tools and everything on the ferry, so it just kind of sucks a little because we had a whole bunch of jobs lined up, but we only ended up doing the one job. But it just kind of shows you that's kind of what it's like in Alaska. It's the transportation is really tough in Southeast Alaska because it's really dependent on the ferries, and sometimes it's too windy, sometimes they break down, and you know, you can do like these really small airplanes to get around too, but you can't really take much work equipment on them. So it's just kind of it was kind of a tough place, honestly. I mean, it was really cold, windy, and rainy when we were there, and you know, Washington, it was like 90 degrees. Up there, it was like 50 degrees. So I mean, that was the summer. I can't even imagine what the winters are like. So that's kind of it for the tree work in Alaska. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna get one video, but you know, big thanks to Philip and his boys for having us out. But yeah, these traveling videos are just tough to make. It's so hard to plan this stuff, and then you fly so far and you try to make the best of it, and sometimes things just they don't really work out. They kind of fall apart. So we just did the one job, and yeah, no climbing or anything. But yeah, that's kind of honestly, it's probably a pretty good representation of tree work in Alaska, because I think they get shut down a lot, and they have to you know, just sort of deal with the transportation they got. It's really rugged terrain, so not a lot of roads. But anyways, that's about it. So make sure you check out my store, sappysupplies.com. You can check out Gordy's store, westcoastsaw.com. And thanks for watching this little video on tree work in Alaska.